Hey guys, I wanted to share a little bit of fall season with you today. I've got on my acorn shirt, I got my fall leaves hat, and I've got a great story about a squirrel named Silly Sydney to share today. You see, Sydney did not want to go out and collect nuts during the fall season. It's a lot of hard work to collect nuts, and so Silly Sydney didn't want to do this hard work, and he thought that if he could stop the season of fall from coming, then he would not have to work so hard and collect nuts. So his idea was a silly one. His idea was to take the leaves that fall off the tree and put them back on the tree. And if he did that, if he put the leaves back on the tree, then he could stop the season from fall from coming because it gets cold whenever the leaves fall off the tree. He has to gather the nuts when the leaves fall off the tree. So if the leaves don't fall off the tree, then the fall season can't come. So the first effort that he makes is that he tries to put the leaves back on the tree by using some tacks. Now, you may or may not know about what tacks are like, but we use them on bulletin boards and cork boards, and they have a little pointy part to them. And I'm going to get one off my cork board that's right in front of me to show you. It usually has a little part like this, a little sticky part like that. And then you can push it, like I had a little note that I had on the board, and then I can stick it back up there. Let me do that before I forget. Ta-da. All right, so he's going to do that. He's going to use the tacks to put the leaves back on the tree. So up and down he goes, and he pokes the leaves back up on the tree, and he works pretty hard, and he thinks to himself, boy, this is almost as hard as collecting nuts, but I'm not going to have to collect nuts because fall is not going to come. Well, the next day he wakes up, he sees lots of leaves again on the ground, and this time he thinks I'll use string. He sees some kite string that is on the ground, and he ties leaves back on the tree because he's out of tacks. All right, so he uses all the string to tie the leaves back on. Again, it's pretty hard work, but he gets it done, and he's so thankful that he's got all this work done so he does not have to collect nuts for winter season. During the night, though, guess what happens? More leaves drop, right? Plop, plop, plop. And he wakes up in the morning and he's discouraged until he thinks, oh, this time I could use some glue. So he sticks the leaves back up on the tree with glue. All right, so up and down he goes. Some leaves are tacked, some leaves are tied, some leaves are glued back on. And when he gets through, one more leaf plops off the tree, and he says, whew, I am too tired to get you today. I will get you tomorrow. And so he wakes up to put that one leaf back on, and he's so excited because the warm sunshine is coming through his hole. And just like this autumn day, it's going to be nice and warm during their daytime. We feel like summer is hanging on, but we know in our hearts that the seasons are changing and they're evolving. Let me just have some warm fall days as we go through the season of fall. Well, when he goes back to put the one leaf back, he sees that there is not just one, but there are lots of leaves that have fallen again through the night. So he's out of tacks. He's out of the string. He's out of glue. So what can he use? Ta-da! He thinks about ribbons. So maybe you have ribbons that you use whenever you wrap a birthday present. Miss Brome tries to use ribbons when I give out birthday ceremonies to teachers and faculty and staff, right? I tie a little ribbon around the lollipop that I share. And so he thinks, that's what I'll do. I'll tie the leaves back on with ribbons. And so the tree is looking pretty much like a Christmas tree in the fall season. It's got some leaves tacked, some leaves tied with ribbons, some leaves tied with kite string, some leaves glued. And it is a pretty silly tree to see. But Sydney's super excited because he knows he will not have to collect nuts for the wintertime because he has put the leaves back and he's stopped the season of fall from coming. Well, one more leaf falls and he does not have anything left, and he thinks and he thinks and he thinks, and he decides that he could put this last leaf back on with some gum. So he finds some gum by his bedside. He chews the gum. and he makes it nice and sticky, and then he takes the leaf back and he squishes it back on the tree. And this is my favorite page in the whole book. Now I am done, he says. um Fall cannot come, summer will stay. Hooray! Hooray for Sydney Squirrel! And I just love that cheer that he gives himself, and he's so happy. He's done the job well. And then he wakes up the next day, and it's pretty cold. Cold wind is coming through into his tree, and he looks out of his hole and he says, "Why is it cold? Why? How? Why?" Sydney cried. "Because fall has come," says the wise old owl. "No, no, no, I stopped fall from coming," cried Sydney. "I put all the leaves back." "Oh, silly little Sydney," says the wise old owl. "Putting leaves back cannot stop fall. Seasons change. Summer went and fall is here. Now what will you do?" "Oh, I will not be silly anymore," says Sydney. "I will look for nuts. I will find the nuts and save the nuts for winter." And that's exactly what he did. Now, I kind of talked you through this story because it is a rather lengthy one to read aloud, but it's a fun one. I learned about this story from my mom, who used to teach school for many, many years. And this was one she read every autumn with her students. And it reminds us of the idea of procrastination. Try that big long word with me. It has 5 sounds in it. Procrastination. Everybody, let's do it. Procrastination. Procrastination. And so the idea is that we put off the hard thing. Oh, Miss Brome does this all the time. It's hard to do, it's challenging to do, so I put it off, and I do something else. Like, I'll go get a snack. Yes, snacks are fun. I like snacks, right? Or I'll put it off. I'll do something that's a little easier for Miss Brome to do, right? So go ahead and do the hard thing. Today I don't have my hard I can do hard things earrings on. I have the ones that it is what it is, right? So when you have that hard thing, it is what it is, get her done. A lot of times we use our a bug idea, eat the bug for breakfast, like get the hardest thing done first, and then everything else that day will go smooth sailing, right? So don't put it off, don't procrastinate, get the hard thing done. Because as you see in this story, he avoids the hard thing, and then he ends up working twice as hard, if not more harder than he needed to, because if he'd just gone out and collected the nuts, he wouldn't have done all the hard work of putting the leaves back on the trees with tacks and ribbons and string and glue and gum. All right. So I hope that that was a fun story for you today. Don't be silly like Sydney. Go ahead and get out there and collect the nuts that you need to collect during the season of fall. Get the hard work done, everybody. Thank you so much for being good listeners. Y'all have a great day.